Hi, I'm MTG, and welcome to my channel where I waste my wild cards on meme decks so you don't have to. And today we are checking out a commander that I keep calling Skrelv because it's funny to me, and I think my brain just sometimes has a hard time pronouncing Skrelv, so you'll have to bear with me while I make these terrible jokes. But anyways, let's go check out the deck list, and I will see you in a second. Alright, here is the deck we are playing, Skrelv or Skrillex, Defector Mite. They're 1 CMC, and you've probably seen them, I don't know, all over the place, because I feel like a lot of people, this is one of the first commanders that they built stuff for, but I'm giving it a try now, and it's been really interesting. So for those of you who don't know, this commander has Toxic 1, and you can pay Phyrexian life, so either you can play a plains or 2 life, and then you tap, choose a color, another target creature you control gains Toxic 1 and hexproof from that color until end of turn. It can't be blocked by creatures of that color this turn. So my brain keeps translating this into thinking it is protection. It is not protection, so keep that in mind if you're hoping to tap this to, I don't know, keep something alive if you're trying to have blockers and stuff, because again, I don't know if this is sleepy after work me, but I kept thinking, oh, it gives protection. I can safely block. No. So there you go. Disclaimer for you. But some cards that I think were really fun synergy-wise in this deck, because I love mono white. It's my favorite to play. And, well, that and Orzhov. But, I don't know. I just threw a bunch of my favorite, white colors in here. So, or white cards in here. So a card that I've been really interested in because it's basically like a welcoming vampire, but an enchantment. So it's not as good because I really like, welcoming vampire because it's a flying body and it draws you cards, which is pretty sweet. But the value is a little bit higher as far as the card draw that you can get with it, because instead it's creatures with mana value 3 or less that enter the battlefield. Instead of we're a welcoming vampire, it's with power. So if you're playing a lot of tokens, this might generate more card draw and stuff. I don't know. But with all of that fun stuff, this is a fun card that I was really excited to start trying out because I haven't had a chance to throw it in many decks. And then I think Welcoming Vampire announcement is going to feed really well into this, so you're probably going to get at least 3 triggers if those are on the same battlefield together with card draw, and then same with Welcoming Vampire being out. So there's just some cool synergies there. And as far as just some of my favorite white cards, I threw in Authority of the Consuls. We have Adeline, or Adeline as I usually call her, Resplendent Cathar for some bonking. Mangara the Diplomat's probably one of my favorite card draw sources, and I also just love that, you get some lifelink with it. I love my Royal Shield of Argive, just because the token bodies I think are going to synergize well with this, because we did add in Forsaken Monument, hoping to boost all of, our little mites that we're probably making, along with, these artifact creatures that we do have in this deck. I also have Ow, this Dawn Sky, for some cool ways to cheat out cheap creatures or permanents. And then I think Elspeth for a similar effect with that -3 ability to just kind of help flood the board and hit face. So as far as some new cards, I really wanted Phyrexian Vindicator, but I didn't have a rare card to unlock them. So sadly they're not in this deck, but I do think they would be worth putting in here because that's just a really cool card, both flavor-wise, but just in general it seems really spicy. Some new cards though that I thought would be cool to add in, maybe a little bit of evasion effects, is going to be Ballistic Skull Bomb, because you can sack it and creature you control gets +2/+2 and gains flying. And this was really sweet to use in limited, so I like these cards probably just because I had a good experience with limited. But overall, we just have other creatures that might have small lord effects, or the spooky ones that can double up on our tokens that we're making. Elshinore to double up on ETB triggers if we're trying to get card draw with Spirited Companion, and then Ballistic Shepherd to kind of have other ways to make mites. And then we also have that new enchantment Skrelv's Hive over here, boop, to make more little hive mites to hang out with our commander so they're not lonely. Yeah, that's kind of the view of the deck overall. It's just your standard hit face bonk with a little bit of, I guess, control via board wipes and some little recursion effects and stuff like that. So I'm pretty excited to show you how this deck does, and I will see you out there. The Royal Scions. So was it Will and Rowan twins? Ooh, I'll keep it. I like that we have Skrillex Hive. Skrillex. Skrelv. Ooh, Rune Crab. Gotta appreciate it. It's pretty funny. No attacks because we can't get through the line. It's actually kind of funny. Didn't even attack with our commander because that Rune Crab was in the way. Let me gain a life. Get wedding announcement in next. Or do we want this? That actually might get us some card draw. Or do we want them to help them mill us down? Okay. Nice. Let's put this in. And we'll go ahead and attack. Alright, it was worth a shot. I'll get wedding announcement in. We'll just start swarming the board with tokens, I guess. Ooh, where they hit stuff that I love, specifically Mangara. Yeah. How close are they to ulting? Okay. It's gonna be tough because we're not really getting through their lines. I guess I can give protection to one of those dudes. Hit face. Unless they die. Okay. Start with you. And then you. Blow up that thing, giving them chump blockers. Worth attacking in, just in case. Sweet. Still need another land drop though. But at least like these are all working together pretty well. We do need to stop that ult though, but I'm not sure how we're going to. I guess I could Teferi Pro. No, not my sword of body and mind. Ooh, I guess this is how we'll deal with it. Boop. And I guess we won't attack. I'm gonna leave Teferi Pro up just in case. Who knows what shenanigans will ensue. Sometimes I've been wishing I had Teferi's Protection in my hand when people are doing like the infinite combo to is it really any infinite combo, I guess. I don't see Thassa's Oracle like as much. Fortunately, it doesn't keep our library protected, so we will need to do something here eventually. If we can get to the point where we can draw or play this Elshinore, and that'll be clutch. So Okay, let's do this. And we'll put this into play just in case they have graveyard recursion. Let's get that out of our way. And let's be aggressive. Be aggressive. Now they're all bigger, and they're gonna get even bigger when we drop this friend. Hopefully we can. That's gonna die too if that resolves. I hope they tap out. Because Elshnorn's gonna be sweet. Tap out. To tap A out. Oh. Okay. Well, GG's. Ezuri, Stalker of Spears. What does that mean? They just sit around and look at little spears? Like little globes? Are they really into, like, geography? What spears are you stalking? Just put this in tapped. Put in some boots in case anyone feels like flying. I'll probably put in Welcoming Vampire so we can get a trigger from the card draw with our commander. Maybe give the boots to our commander as well. So then I can say, can you fix his broken wings so my Mite can fly again? Yeah, didn't expect that today, did you? Death Touch, I think we'll pass. Thank you, though. Maul? I know I said I was going to do the commander, and I realized that. But now I can do this. Bam! That's what I thought, friend. And we can use Loyal Warhound to help us ramp. And flicker it, too, if we need to. It's a smack competition. Okay. Oh wait, I played my land. Oops. Oh well. Guess we'll change things up a bit. Draw a card. God willing. Equip. Okay. Bonk. Never thought you were gonna see a flying Skrelv, did you? This is very different than the deck I built. The one I built was very Super Friends. So this is kind of fun to see. Noise. Bonk, bonk. Okay. Let's start with Loyal Warhound. Grab a plains. And I think we'll use that during combat time. I think we will attack for 1 in the air. Farewell is sweet. Let's mana. I guess we do have our card draw source there that would trigger Welcoming. Let's get rid of Ephemerate. I think we don't need it. Well, that's gonna put us on a little bit of a clock. Oh, they are attacking. Wait, okay. That was a roller coaster that I rode with them. Boop. I think we can wait to farewell. We should still have time. Okay. So, let's attack again in the air. We'll discard you. Ozolith, okay. That's very good. Hopefully we draw into like another card engine source here. Okay, they held back. Ooh, just another board wipe. Okay. I think... yeah, they're empty-handed, so they shouldn't be able to stop what we need to do. I think I'll get rid of that Codwilling. And we'll exile artifacts, all creatures, all enchantments, and all graveyards. Take action. And then we'll put Solomon. I don't know if that was a good call to make, but we did it. I think it set them back a bit. We do have Onto again if we're really worried about stuff, but I think that farewell honestly helped a lot. Because I wanted to shut down that like bio thing too. Okay. Getting a little bit more of our card draw. And we won't attack because we need to double block that bloated contaminator so they can't proliferate toxic counters. Okay. We get protection from green. Bonk. They're getting close. 4 counters. That's kind of funny. They attacked with that bloated contaminant. Oh, never mind. GG's. I was gonna say I will hecka block that, but again, good game. Alright. Ooh, Kenrith. I think Kenrith dies and all will be one because there's a card that has like their funeral or something. I'm gonna keep this only because we have Spirited Companion. Oh wait, they have a companion too. They have a fox. Each permanent card in your starting deck has an activated ability. Abilities you activate that aren't mana abilities cost 2 less to activate. I have not seen this before, so this would be interesting. I fully anticipate Kenrith kicking her butt because it's Kenrith, but still, seems like it'll be a cool card. Or synergies with this deck that I haven't seen before. Okay, they bought their companion. Yes! Okay. Yeah. Oh, I'm so happy. I mean, I'm worried that as soon as I put her into place, she's just gonna die, but... Dear Neptune, I'm so excited. I guess we can give protection if they do try to blow it up. Assuming they don't kill my commander. I'm so excited. I think I'm only going to attack though with Spirited Companion so that if they do try to blow her up that I can give her protection. So they pathed my commander, which kind of takes away my plan to keep my favorite card protected. So they can probably kill her now. I hope they don't, but you know they will. Oh my gosh, and then if we put Mondrak in, that would be so perfect! Oh boy, please don't let her live for one more turn, please, opponent. Please! Is she gonna live for one turn? Please, 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 please! Y'all, oh my god. It's been so long since I've been able to untap and have her ready to attack. Are they gonna kill her now? Don't do it. I guess I should have left money up for Valorous Stance, huh? They may want to just use the removal on this guy. Does it stick? Okay. I totally thought they had their removal ready in hand. What I also didn't realize before was this friggin' dude gets indestructible like the whole time, like a full counter, which I didn't realize. I thought it was like until end of turn, and that makes it like so much more powerful. Like it's crazy. So much more powerful. Whoa. I like lagged out physically there for a second. I wonder, sorry, I feel like I'm like at loopy Ashley work today mode or MTG work today mode. That's interesting. Seek a historic card. That seems really good. And I'm gonna take whatever damage here. Okay. I could be greedy. Put in Elspeth right now. I think I'm just gonna put in my commander. Because I would like to try to keep Adeline protected with like this. If there's like a board wipe coming up. Get it. Woo! GG's. Jace, Unraveler of Secrets. I realize my face kind of blocks like what their commander is, but... I don't know how I feel about this hand. I think I'm gonna mulligan. This feels better because we at least have 3 lands. I don't think we're gonna get a ton of stuff off of Soul Warden. So, +1 ability, scry 1, then draw a card. Turn, target creature to its owner's hands, and you get an emblem whenever an opponent casts their first spell each turn. Counter that spell. All seems quite spicy. Bonk. Yeah, you weren't ready for the aggro Soul Warden, were you? Okay. It hath been foretold. Let's put in Halo Fountain. Let's attack. Bonk bonk. We got our cute little squishies here. just looking to punch opponents. I guess we'll put this in next. Or do we want to untap our friends? Oh, gained control. Interesting. Okay. Put you in for free. And let's attack. We'll pay one to untap. Maybe I should have put this in first. I have been playing cards as if counter spells don't exist. Nothing but reckless abandon. Alright, dropping you. And I think we will put this into play. Attack here. And untap. Couple triggers. Look at that synergy. Okay, Elshorn's a good card, but we're not gonna get super far with that until we hit a few more land drops, or I don't know. I don't want to put this in if we're potentially farewelling. Getting some targeted removal back too to get our commander would be nice. So this would trigger the welcome. I think we take it. It's always a sad time when your commandy gets stolen. Boop. Put you into play. Then you get to hear Cora Borkin. Let's say this one. And we'll attack. And I think Halo Fountain will just untap our friend here. Boop. Sweet. Well, this is an exciting game, isn't it? Lots of aggressive play is happening. Oh, I love Sludge Monster. Good card, good card. I'll just put you in front, actually. Boop. They are tapped out. So again, we'll attack with Reckless Abandon. Apparently that's my phrase of today's series of games, Reckless Abandon, or specifically this game. Let stuff happen. Bonk, bonk. Okay. So now we're going to farewell. We'll exile all creatures and graveyards. action. Sweet. We can use that later, I guess. We'll put you into play. Equip you. And we'll attack Jace. Sweet. We can untap as well still. Yeah. Wonder what they have in the foretold. Multiple foretold's. It's been foretold. Okay. We're gonna untap you. Get that other card draw. Sick. I think we'll be able to play Elshnorn and knock those dudes out. Hopefully they like use the last of their manas. If they don't, and they're just passing, I probably won't put it in then. Let's do this one to see if we can draw out the counter spell. Oh, it was all. Maybe we should have attacked with OG Elsh, or brought OG Elsh into this. So much card draw. Ooh, teleportation circle. Okay, okay. We'll attack here. I still think this one's probably going to be our biggest threat. Yeah, and we'll untap on their turn. So we get that other card draw trigger. Okay. So I think this Cabaret takedown can handle at least one of those Jace Planeswalkers, and then the other things we have can hit the other ones. Okay. We'll untap you. Elite Spellbinder will help us out too. So they got an extra turn. We'll still be able to do this Cabaret takedown. Okay. I may want to do Wedding Announcement because that synergy with Toskia's Welcome's really sweet. Okay. They can hit me for 2, draw 2. Draw 4 then? Is that right? Because I got 2 from that, and then 1 from each of those. That's a pretty good card draw. Okay, hopefully they don't have another extra turn spell. I'll be very sad. Go, go. Okay, sludge monster. Seen that friend. Ooh, we're putting in this idyllic Grange. Let's put it on... Let's put it on our commander. And then let's try Elite Spellbinder. Let's hit Memory Lapse. Let's hit that. And let's do the Cavalry Takedown. It's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's hit that, Jace. Okay. And then let's do Wedding Announcement. Ooh, sorry for the sneezies. And then let's go ahead and we'll attack here. And let's see with this God's Willing who they're gonna throw in front of what. Protection from blue. And let's put that to the bottom because I don't think we need it right now. So you got rid of some of their card draw sources there too. I am worried about that other Jace though having the chance to pop off. Okay. Let's do, I think, Elshinarn will get countered. So let's start with this. Draw out the counter spell. Okay, so we drew out the counter spell. Let's put in you. And I think we are going to... And what makes sense here? I could... attack the planeswalkers. I think we might need to because I don't think we have lethal anytime soon. We'll give protection for this one from blue. And then let's untap you. And say down here. Oh, we'll do a pay life. Protection from blue. So they let those two go. Kind of curious what they have in store. I figured they were gonna take those two, which I'm kind of okay with because then that means we can drop our Hellish Norn and hit them for a ton of damage. Kind of baiting them to use their mana there. Hopefully they don't have a one creature counter spell thing. I don't think there is one in Historic Brawl. Okay. And then we'll do this. Oh, okay. I wasn't done finishing reading their cards. Woo! GG's. That was kind of a game of like patience there. Let's see. Don't want to jinx myself, but can we keep this win streak going? We shall find out. Boop. Boop. Oh, Minsc Boo usually kicks my butt. That's a very good commander. This is a wild card. Oh my god. Wow, that's really good. Just have that in your starting hand. That's pretty sweet. We'll hold on to Loyal Warhound for the ramp. Since we're not like in a huge hurry to play anything else turn 3. The Halo Fountain's nice, but... Ooh, wait, they missed a land drop? Well... Okay, maybe we do put in Warhound. Well, maybe some regrets happened. At least we could always flicker Loyal Warhound if they do end up getting a lot more than us. Done. Give this protection from green. Yeah. They might hit it with like a red spell, like a burner spell or something. Like shock. But in Halo Fountain, we'll attack face. They must have like a really sweet late game hand if they're having kind of a slower start here. Okay, interesting, interesting. Let's do it. And we will untap you. Okay, it's dropping. We're gonna see the boo. I don't get why Loyal Warhound died though, because I gave them protection from green. And I thought protection from a color meant that it was safe, right? Oh, it can't be blocked. Okay. Why do I think I just keep thinking it's a protection when it's not protection. Okay. Well, sometimes reading your cards maybe sometimes explains those cards. So I hear. Maybe though. Let's put in Solemn. We'll ramp. And I'll have our Mite hit our opponent, and then these two hit Commander. They're just gonna keep chucking little Hammonds at us. I'm thinking we're probably gonna... Ooh, that's bad. Well, probably board wipe time. Knee bones. So let's start with attacking here. Can we do both? Ooh. Let's Teferi Pro. I guess we couldn't, because then technically this would go back up expenses wise. But maybe we let them play some more stuff onto the board. Oh jeez. Maybe that was bad. Maybe we should have board wiped. Oh dear Neptune. I was like, maybe they'll play an overcommit. Nope. That was bad. That's probably going to cost me the game, honestly. What I should have done too is maybe Vanquish the Horde and then Teferi Pro'd in response. Yeah, that was a bad Teferi's protection. Oh goodness. Okay. Well, now you know. Sequencing. Let's do protection here. Say green. I don't think it's gonna matter at all, because they're gonna just be able to block no problem. Cautiously untapping. It was worth a shot to try to poke that ham, or okay. Board wipe. Oh shoot. We dead. We are dead. We're dead in so many ways. Jeez, I said it. I said we were gonna get our patooties kicked by this Minsc Boo. I honestly think like it's just because of that last ability where you sacrifice the creature, and then if it's your hamster, it does the damage. Like, that's not something to underestimate at all. Alright, hope you had fun watching. I really like this deck. There are some things I would like to add to it once I have enough wild cards to do. Like, again, Phyrexian Vindicator I think is going to be really sweet. But based on what we did have access to, I felt like the deck performed really well overall. I think we went 4-1, which can't complain too much about those odds. There are some people I think may have scooped a bit early, but oh well. I mean, if they knew, I don't know what they had in their hand. Maybe they had like all lands or something. But anyways, cards that I thought like really stood out to me in this deck that had some cool synergies again is Tuskia's Welcome. Actually did really well, especially since our commander is only 1 CMC. And then Wedding Announcement, again, feeding right into this was like super cool. And I felt like there was a lot of games where we ended up having both cards out on the field, surprisingly. So that led to some decent card draw and just some ways to profit even more off of like the bodies that are coming in for free with Wedding Announcement. And then I think a card that like really just won us games was Farewell. Again, that board wipe is just so sweet, especially when you're able to just like super hit your opponent's board after they've maybe been like I don't know, slow rolling it a bit and like having a lot of enchantments and artifacts out, but maybe not as many creatures, and then you just like wipe their board and they don't have those resources that they were spending like all this time like building up, which is pretty sweet. And then Elshnorn is just such a sweet like way to drop like a bomb and just turn all your little Wedding Announcement squishies or Halo Fountain squishies into like these things that can deal out damage. So this is really sweet, and I think we're all excited on new Elshnorn. But let's not forget about, you know, the first version of Elshnorn, you know? don't forget your roots. Anyways, that's the recap, the summary, the farewell, the MVP calls out. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. But anyways, have a good one and bye.